Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott and I'm the Emperor of Stomaria. Today we're continuing our series on the history of Stomaria. This is how nations are built and empires are forged. For every nation that becomes integrated into the empire, for every territory that we acquire, for every citizen that joins us, for every drop of water we collect, for every seed that we sow, for every watt of energy we produce, for every silver bar that we stamp, we are securing our future. Stomaria's third year of existence, the time in between June 2021 and June 2022, is when things really started to ramp up. And even though that in the previous year we had not accomplished everything that I wanted, despite making some milestones, I nevertheless wanted this year to be the year that Stomaria truly presented itself as a credible and realistic alternative to the various micronations out there that we had already taken steps to distance ourselves from. We wanted to build a true nation. We wanted to build a true empire. And this was going to be the year in which we were going to accomplish this. With the Kingdom of Wayward being a close ally of Stomaria, we opted to buy some hens in June 2021, which would be kept at Wayward. This is the first time we had livestock to our name, but come February 2022, Wayward actually gifted an entire flock to the imperial family, with the proceeds raised from the sale of their eggs going towards the funding of Stomaria itself. In July 2021, we initiated a new system in which supporters could become Stomarian citizens by joining us through Patreon. The rationale being that it would provide a boost to Stomaria's revenue streams. It would be far quicker than interviewing each prospective citizen, and we would have a live tally of just how many people identified as Stomarian citizens. Later that same month, in another adaptation to the Imperial Treasury, we opted to replace our ADA holdings with Bitcoin. In August 2021, King Raoul of Wayward became a Stomarian citizen and integrated Wayward into the Empire as our first ever associated state. In September 2021, we acquired our first firearms in the form of high-powered air rifles. During this time, we also commissioned the production of the first ever Stomarian stater coins as a part of our effort to establish our own monetary system based on the utilization of sound money. This featured Wayward in order to honor our close friendship and their recent integration into the Empire as our first ever associated state. In October 2021, Queen Mika of Norwick became a Stomarian citizen and integrated Norwick into the Empire as our first ever observer state. After an extensive promotional campaign, with dozens of videos being published over the span of a few months, we also managed to monetize our YouTube channel at the tail end of October of 2021. Throughout the latter half of 2021, we tried to establish closer ties with Eternia, which included interviews, commissioned artwork, and a token trade agreement, which we initiated in December 2021. This trade agreement, however, was not honoured by Eternia, and after failing to resolve the matter privately, we opted to publicly condemn AP of Eternia in April 2022 for breaking his word and taking advantage of our patience and goodwill. This was the first time that we had ever had to publish such content, but it would most certainly not be the last. In January 2022, we organised the removal of several pine trees from Whitwood, but while the job was started, the plan was eventually shelved. In the same month, the Princedom of Moreland, a micronation based in Jersey, became an ally of Stomaria before quickly deciding that they wanted to become integrated into the Empire as an observer state in March 2022. Prince Alexander of Moreland, as a Stomarian citizen and due to his significant contributions to Stomaria during this time, was also appointed as a Lord of Stomaria. In the same month that Moreland became an observer state, Queen Neve of Selassia, already a citizen of Stomaria, also integrated Selassia into the Empire as an observer state. In April 2022, after a meeting between Princess Claire of Lithua and members of the Imperial Court, an alliance was announced between the Empire of Stomaria and Lithua, with a face-to-face meeting organised for later in the year. At the same time, in an effort to expand Stomaria's reach through social media, a subreddit, a Twitter account, and a Discord server was set up to complement our Facebook page and YouTube channel. In May 2022, we published some of the photos that had been taken by a professional photographer for a book about micronations in the United Kingdom, and we also announced a fundraising initiative in which we were looking to raise £25,000 for our first land purchase. During this time, we became far more outspoken in our efforts to disassociate ourselves with the wider micronational community, as it was clear that such association was putting off a lot of prospective citizens. We published many videos calling out the extremist ideologies that were being casually accepted by the wider micronational community, how micronational war was a ridiculous concept, how bits of paper being printed out and declared as currency was worthless, and how mutual recognition treaties and micronational organizations provided no tangible benefit to anyone. This period of time was absolutely extraordinary for Stomaria for a very simple reason. We were able to present ourselves as a true nation and as a true empire that got things done. We were differentiating ourselves from the various other micronations out there that had a wide range of objectives and a wide range of values that had very little, if nothing at all, to do with the nation building process. And our popularity just continued to skyrocket. In addition to this, the nations and the communities that we began to integrate into the empire or associate formally as external trade partners, they were presenting themselves in a very positive light. And they in turn were benefited by association with other like-minded micronations. Stomaria was bringing together those that truly had the same values, the same aspirations, the same determination to make things happen. And this isn't to do with any of the trivialities of micronationalism. This had to do with true nation building. Now, as our popularity continued to grow, as we continued to expand, as our reputation continued to precede us, the number of detractors obviously increased. And as time went on, we began to realize that the quagmire that was the micronational community was becoming less and less appealing. And we would eventually take steps to mitigate our involvement from the micronational community. And then eventually, even then, that was not enough. And we would take steps to cut ties entirely and present ourselves as not an alternative micronation, but an alternative altogether. But we will talk about that in the next episode. So if you enjoyed this video and you wanted to show support for Stomaria, then please feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.